Assertive, assertive, assertive. As an adjective, this means expressing opinions or desires strongly and with confidence so that people take notice. So, for example, let's say that I like the color red, okay? I would, to be assertive about this, if someone said to me, red is a terrible color, I would say, no, red is the best color ever. I would assert, I would show with confidence and strength that I really like the color red. And that is to be assertive. Let's look at some example sentences, shall we? John was assertive when asking for a promotion. John was assertive when asking for a promotion. You have to be assertive with the directors, even if they don't like your opinion. You have to be assertive with the directors, even if they don't like your opinion. Stacy is not very assertive. That's why she's never had a promotion. Stacy is not very assertive. That's why she's never had a promotion. Optimal, optimal, optimal. As an adjective, this means the best or most favorable, the optimum outcome. So, for example, if I have the choice to sell 100 lemonades for $4 or 100 lemonades for $5, I would choose to sell them for $5 because I'd make $1 extra per lemonade sold. And this would be more favorable. This would be optimum, and it would be the optimal thing to do. Let's have a look at some example sentences. The optimal solution is to fire some of our workers. The optimal solution is to fire some of our workers. What is the optimal solution to our budget deficit problem? What is the optimal solution to our budget deficit problem? It's not an optimal way to make cosmetics, but it's good enough for our purposes. It's not an optimal way to make cosmetics, but it's good enough for our purposes. We want to make money. Not everything has to be optimal. We want to make money. Not everything has to be optimal. Practical, practical, practical. As an adjective, this means of or concerned with the actual doing or use of something rather than with theory and ideas. When talking about an idea, plan, or method, it means likely to succeed or be effective in real circumstances. Feasible. So what this means is, let's say I were to talk about, how I could maybe fancily make $100 million by doing some crazy thing. Well, maybe it's not practical. Maybe that includes me working 23 hours a day for the next year in a way that's very inconvenient, very difficult. It's not practical because sleeping an hour a night would probably make me less efficient every day. So it's not a very practical solution to work 23 hours a day. And let's say we're talking about an idea or a plan or a method. Maybe we have this idea as a business owner that we want employees to work for 20 hours a day. And this might be practical for a week or so to increase productivity, but over time they're going to get more and more tired. Probably well-trained staff are going to quit because it's just too many hours, too much stress. And so, whilst as an idea it sounds good, it's probably not practical. Let's have a look at some example sentences, shall we? They talk about all these business strategies, but I'd rather take practical steps to solve problems. They talk about all these business strategies, but I'd rather take practical steps to solve problems. The most practical solution to our lack of income is to sell more products. The most practical solution to our lack of income is to sell more products. This is a very practical solution and will be highly profitable. This is a very practical solution and will be highly profitable. My friend Tom is very funny, but not very practical. My friend Tom is very funny, but not very practical. Dynamic, dynamic. Dynamic. As an adjective, when talking about a process or a system, this is characterized by constant change, activity, or progress. And when referring to a person, we're talking about someone who's positive in attitude and full of energy and new ideas. So, really, the overarching theme of the use of dynamic as an adjective is that, it's something that's changeable, something that progressive, something that changes over time. Okay, so a, a kitten is dynamic in the sense that it'll grow into a cat and it will run around and it will do different things all the time, do silly things, right? And people, in general, are quite dynamic. You start as a baby, all you do is poo and cry and drink mummy's milk, and then you over time you turn into this crazy thing that it starts with these ideas of drinking milk and pooing, and then it starts to form sentences and have ideas about how it's going to be an astronaut in the future, and then at 15 full of energy and has all these new ideas about how it's going to get a girlfriend or a boyfriend. And there's an example of what dynamic means. Right, let's get onto some example sentences in use, shall we? Our finance management system is dynamic and can be used for any business. Our finance management system is dynamic and can be used for any business. Learning can be a dynamic process. Learning can be a dynamic process. He's a very dynamic individual. He comes up with strange solutions and keeps everybody happy. He's a very dynamic individual. He comes up with strange solutions and keeps everybody happy. They are a dynamic duo. I feel happy when I work with them. They are a dynamic duo. I feel happy when I work with them. Indispensable. 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 As an adjective, this means absolutely necessary. Quite a simple definition, but I'll give you an example. Food is indispensable to me. Why? Because it's absolutely necessary that I eat, or I'll eventually die without food. So food is indispensable to me. Right, let's have a look at some example sentences, shall we? He's indispensable to our company. If we lose him, we'll lose clients too. He's indispensable to our company. If we lose him, we'll lose clients too. This equipment is indispensable to the project. This equipment is indispensable to the project. The sales team are indispensable. The sales team are indispensable. Rapid, rapid, rapid. As an adjective, this means happening in a short time or at a fast pace. So this could be rapid growth. Maybe at the gym you gain 500 kilograms of muscle in a week. That would be very fast. That would be rapid. If you see a cheetah run, they run very quickly. They run at a rapid pace. Or it might be a company that goes from being one small shop, perhaps, to let's say over a period of 6 months, this company ends up owning 12, 13 shops. We could say that they grew at a rapid pace. Right, let's have a look at some example sentences. The plants grew at a rapid rate. The plants grew at a rapid rate. Our company is expanding at a rapid pace. Our company is expanding at a rapid pace. Our reaction to the negative stock price news was rapid. Our reaction to the negative stock price news was rapid. That was a rapid sale. 33 seconds must be a record. That was a rapid sale. 33 seconds must be a record. Winning, winning, winning. As an adjective, this means gaining, resulting in or relating to victory in a contest or competition, and it can also mean attractive or endearing. So what we mean by this is winning means that you're at the top in a competition or a contest. Let's say it's a race, okay? And if you're winning, you're the number one there. You've gone the furthest of all the athletes in the time that's given, and it looks like you will probably win. You will probably gain the victory. Or it might be a boxing competition, and maybe you've hit your opponent 700 times uh, in the fight, and they've only hit you 5 times, and so it's very likely you'll win, and it can be seen that you are winning. And in terms of attractive and endearing, you'd say that someone has winning qualities. They have a winning smile. Something about them is winning you over, right? Let's have a look at some example sentences. Alan has a winning smile. Alan has a winning smile. We've been winning in this industry for years. Our revenue and prestige speaks for itself. We've been winning in this industry for years. Our revenue and prestige speaks for itself. We need to start winning more in business. If we keep losing like this, we'll end up penniless. We need to start winning more in business. If we keep losing like this, we'll end up penniless. Judicious, judicious, judicious. As an adjective, this means, I'll say that again, as an adjective, this means having, showing, or done with good judgment or sense. So if you are hungry, it would be judicious to eat. It would make sense. It would be done with good judgment. Eating would be done with good judgment. It would be judicious to hire somebody that you think is very good for your company, for example. And it would be judicious to make yourself more money when you can, for example, right? Let's have a look at some example sentences. That was a judicious use of our time, Darren. That was a judicious use of our time, Darren. It was judicious to fire her. She was too expensive. It was judicious to fire her. She was too expensive. It would be judicious to keep innocent people out of jail. It would be judicious to keep innocent people out of jail. Qualified, qualified, qualified. As an adjective, this means officially recognized as being trained to perform a particular job or certified to do so. So this, for example, might mean, let's say somebody from the street told you that I don't know, they were a very good boxer, and you ask them a question about how to punch somebody or punch something, and they can barely explain it. They're probably not qualified to teach you, and nobody seems to know who they are, so they're not officially recognized as being a boxer or a boxing coach, right? Similarly, there might be somebody who you see in the street, you recognize, and you've seen a YouTube video of them talking about how to be a better athlete, how to be a better swimmer, more competitive. And the fact that you've recognized them before they've told you who they are may show that they're qualified to teach you how to become a better athlete, for example, right? And perhaps you've been given a certificate that might say, I don't know, that you're a lawyer, or certifies that you're an accountant or something similar. And in that way, you'd be officially recognized by, I don't know, some institution, right? Let's have a look at some example sentences. He's a qualified engineer. He's a qualified engineer. Are you sure that you are qualified to do this job? Are you sure that you're qualified to do this job? She's a qualified accountant. She's a qualified accountant. They aren't qualified scaffolders. They aren't qualified scaffolders. Thoughtful, thoughtful, thoughtful. As an adjective, this means absorbed in or involving thought, and it also means showing consideration for the needs of other people. So let's imagine, I don't know, a Buddhist monk meditating. They are probably absorbed in or involved or very involved in their own thoughts. So you could say that people who meditate or who are meditating are thoughtful or mindful. But we'll use thoughtful for this example. And you could say if your neighbor, for example, could see that you were tired and they gave you some sleeping tablets, or they could see that you were hungry and they offered you some food, this would be very thoughtful of them for showing consideration of you, right, and of your needs. Let's have a look at some example sentences. That was very thoughtful of him to buy Elena a gift. That was very thoughtful of him to buy Elena a gift. He looks thoughtful. We should let him think. He looks thoughtful. We should let him think. The staff are thoughtful people and have great customer service skills. The staff are thoughtful people and have great customer service skills. She is thoughtful and kind. She is thoughtful and kind.